Why do the people who feel things the most deeply so rarely show any emotion on the outside? We live in a culture that constantly pushes us to open up and be vulnerable. But for some, letting that guard down feels like stepping into a zone of profound danger. That quiet, steady smile is often a mask for an active, exhausting labor. Every moment of outward stillness represents a deliberate effort to keep a rising tide of internal emotion from breaking through. Every interaction requires a constant calculation. They actively monitor their tone, suppress their physical reactions, and swallow their immediate thoughts just to maintain that even keel. That calm exterior serves as a carefully constructed shield, designed to contain a storm that others never see. Nobody is born perfectly guarded. The feeling of emotional safety is something we either learn from our environment or we don't. Many learn very early on that showing frustration, sadness, or fear brings sharp judgment, dismissal, or direct pain rather than the comfort they need. Psychologists call this emotional conditioning. When vulnerability is repeatedly met with a negative response, the brain rewires itself to believe that quiet equals safe. This emotional wall functions as a logical survival tactic, refined by a child who recognized that being open was a liability. What starts as a temporary reflex in childhood eventually hardens into a permanent adult defense mechanism. The behavioral logic here is highly practical. If you never let anyone see your emotional pain, no one can ever use it against you down the line. It is a direct response to the fear of weaponized vulnerability. The reality that private feelings, shared in a moment of trust, can be pulled out later as ammunition during a conflict. We map this as a behavioral loop. An emotional trigger leads to outward expression. If met with rejection, the result is sharp pain. To prevent this, the brain bypasses expression entirely, closing the circuit through suppression. The relief makes this habit difficult to break. The wall does exactly what it was designed to do. It keeps interpersonal threats out, granting the guarded person a profound sense of total control. But maintaining that control requires navigating a minefield of specific social anxieties every single day. There is the ever-present fear of outright rejection, closely followed by the anxiety of appearing weak or burdensome to the people they care about most. Then there is the complex fear of being misunderstood, the worry that even if they take the massive risk to open up, their actual feelings won't be perceived correctly. When you combine all of these anxieties, opening up stops being a natural human impulse. Every opportunity to share a feeling becomes a high-stakes risk assessment. Fear of damage keeps the wall standing. The silence is a protective measure against interpersonal harm, maintained even when the heart is heavy. Relying on this defense mechanism for years leads to chronic emotional exhaustion. They successfully protect themselves from everyone, ensuring they never get hurt. But that absolute safety results in profound distance and crushing loneliness. But there is a deeper truth about people who lock their feelings away. They are not unfeeling. While the external display remains perfectly flat, the internal experience is remarkably vivid. Just beneath that stoic facade, a volatile wave of internal feeling is constantly erupting. The immense pressure is there, with nowhere to go. The ultimate price paid for absolute emotional safety is living an intensely vibrant, yet completely quiet and lonely internal life. We often associate stoicism with resilience, assuming that hiding feelings is a sign of being unaffected. But hiding takes a different kind of toll. Real emotional strength is having the immense courage to find a space or a person safe enough to finally lower that wall. If you have someone in your life who stays quiet when things get heavy, look at them with a bit more grace. Recognize the unseen, silent battles they are navigating daily. Understanding the mechanics of those hidden emotions is the first step towards bridging their isolation and building a genuine human connection. If you found this breakdown helpful, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the psychology behind our everyday behavior.